Hi, my name is Maker Albania Asharao. Thank you for joining me here at Truth Matters Broadcasting, where we discern the truth about religion, the kingdom of Yahweh, and the church. So crazy. Had an episode just now. My whole screen went black. Whole screen went black. But I'm back. Woo, like that. My whole screen went black. But I'm back. We have a message to preach. It's titled Husband and Wife in the Beginning and the End. I want to talk to you about husband and wife tonight because here's the thing. I am a husband and I have a wife. We've been married now 19 years. Well, more like 18 years. Been together for a little bit though. And I want to share some of my experience being a married man with you. You know, I asked my wife to be here with me. And I wanted her to sit beside me and so we can have this discussion, open up to you a little bit, share our experience with you, and hopefully if you are a husband or a wife or just dating, that you will take away something from our experience. I didn't prepare my wife for this today. I was going to do it last Saturday, and then I figured we'll have the conversation and then come and talk. But one thing I noticed when you are married, ladies and gentlemen, you never just want to put your wife on the hot seat, especially if we're going to talk about husband and wives. I want to make sure I'm live. Just making sure I'm live on YouTube. You can follow us live on TikTok. At So What? Say What, sorry. Say What? TikTok. Say What, T.M.B. We need 1,000 followers to go live. More like 998. Somewhere in the ballpark. Let me see. So follow us at TikTok at Say What. Ooh, what's with me this today? This So What? Say What? Not So What. Say What? T.M.B. We got 5 followers so far. So we need 995 followers to go live on TikTok. Help us get there. I can't see us on YouTube. I can't see us on YouTube. To follow us on YouTube. Oh yeah, we're live. Yep, we're live on YouTube at Michael Stool SR, and of course right here on Facebook Live, Michael L. Sewell SR. I'm Maker Albania Hosharal, coming to you live from T.M.B studio, Truth Matters Broadcasting, where we discern the truth about religion, the kingdom of Yahweh, and the church. Very, very important, ladies and gentlemen. Today I want to have a heart-to-heart with you, my husbands and wives, because we don't hear much about husband and wives today. Marriage are failing left and right. Even after 30 years of marriage, husband are walking out. I'm done. Take everything. I don't want nothing. Just leave me alone. 28 years of marriage and wife left. She didn't take anything at all. She's just like, I'm out. They raised the kids. They did all the marital stuff. But after 28 years, the wife said, I had enough. That's it. I'm out. I want to talk about husband and wives in the beginning and the end. Because you know, when you're married, it's supposed to be until death do us part. But given the statistics, that's not necessarily true. Why do people get divorced? Why married for so long and then say that's enough, I'm done? Some of you husbands and some of you wives have been with your husband and wives longer than you've been with your mama and papa. But you're ready to just give it up and say, that's it, I'm over, it's done. If you're just joining us, my name is Maker Alban Yahoshoral. And welcome to Truth Matters Broadcasting, where we discern the truth about religion, the kingdom of Yahweh, and the church. Truth Matters Broadcasting is an online educational ministry for your benefit, so that you, ladies and gentlemen, will have an opportunity to hear something you've never heard before, or heard it, or hear something in a way you have not perceived it before. Your job is not to kill the messenger nor judge the messenger. Your job is to take what I'm saying and go do your own research. But before you do your research, go and ask. He said, seek and you shall find. Knock and the door shall be open. Ask and it shall be given. All right, without further ado, man, let's get into this. Here's a number I want to provide for you. 207-844-9653. 207-844-9653. 207-844-9653. Let's have a conversation. You might not like what I said. You may not believe what I said. You may not agree with what I said. But if I said something that open your eyes or close your eyes or in any format, shape, or way, and you disagree or agree with me, and you would like to talk, or you have something you'd like to add to this, please be free to pick up the phone. Dial 207-844-9653. 207-844-9653. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, to pray for the family of Ukraine. And if you can lend your support, do so. Again, don't forget to like, share, and smash the hell out of the subscribe button on YouTube. Let's get into it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it. We're talking husbands and wives, the beginning and the end. You know, when you think about husbands and you think about wives, and you really take up the look at the word husband, and it simply means a man that's good with his hands, you know, a handsome man, a husband, a provider, a protector, a leader, a lover, a father, a guide, a source, a resource. This word husband, the great God Yahweh said, "For this reason shall a man leave his mother and his father and be united to his wife, cleave to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh." Marriage is an institution, ladies and gentlemen, that is not a government institution. Marriage was not created by the law of men. It's not governed by the law of men or religion or churches. It's not governed by science. It's governed by the law of Yahweh, the one true God, the only true God. And he's the manufacturer. He's the one who created it. And he sets the rules for it. And if we go back to the beginning, we're talking about the beginning where marriage was instituted. There were no ceremonies. There were no wedding gowns. There were no preacher presiding over the husband and the wife. There were no contract either. Because if you look at what happened in the beginning, Yahweh made a guy, a dude, a man, a male. And he made that male in his image. And then he made animals and he brought the animals to the male and he says, "What would you name these animals?" And they named the animals. And he named the animals. But the animals were 2 by 2. 2 by 2. Male and female. And at some point, the man was, while he was naming these animals, pardon me, I gotta blow my nose. You don't want me sneezing, all right? Thank you. I hope nothing is in there. Yeah, I'm a regular guy, man. See, if you look at most of these shows, they've probably gone through a commercial by now. I'm a regular guy. I'm as regular as they come. At some point, this man, as he was naming these animals, realized there's a male and a female. And he's looking at himself and he says, "Wait a minute. I am male. Where is my female?" And at some point, the creator said, "It is not good for the man to be alone." The word alone made up of 2 words, all in one. Yesterday, I believe it was, and this morning I touched on a topic that I preached that got me banned on TikTok. And the topic was the Passover, not Easter. And that very title got me banned off TikTok. I violated community standard by putting up that title right there, right in front of the screen. See, right there, right on the side. There we go, right there. And my message on that was, it's not called passed over, one word. It's actually 2 words, which is passed over, because it's an event that happened. It's already happened. passed over, not Easter. Two words that became one word, Passover. Just like the word Easter, it is two words that became one word. The word Easter comes from the goddess Ishtar, or the god behind Ishtar, which is the Eastern Star, which is Lucifer. So the two word became one word. Eastern Star has become Easter. So in this case, the Father said, it is not good for the man to be all in one. I will make him a helper suitable for him. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to pay close attention to what the Father said. You know, I was talking to my oldest daughter in here in my office just now in my studio, and we were talking about that. And the minute I said that the Father made the woman for the man, you could see the look on her face, like she was a little bit taken aback, because when she hears that the woman was made for the man, she feels less important than the man. I had to quickly tell her, you don't understand, my love. And what you don't understand is this. The great God of heaven says, it is not good for the man to be alone. I will make a helper suitable for him. In other words, I try to explain it this way with my baby. If you're in need of $100 and you came to me and you asked me for $100, and I take out $100 out of my pocket and give to you, how does that make you feel? And she said, it will make me feel great. I said, wow. Why would you feel great? Because you would have gotten something you desire. You would have gotten something you're looking for. You would have gotten something that lightened your load. I said, that feeling right there is what the Most High God had in mind when he created you. And I said, make no two cents about it. No man could ever be whole without his wife, and vice versa. No woman can ever be whole without her husband. It is not good for the man to be alone. It is not good for the man to be all in one. I will make a helper suitable for him. The Father created you for a guy. And until you understand your role, you know, I said this in a meeting one time, and I think the women in the meeting, they were all upset with me. And I said it in that way for a reason. We all have roles. And in that meeting, I said, there's only one sun in our solar system and only one moon. And the moon can never outshine the sun. That the Father made the sun the greater light and the moon the lesser light. Now, I know if you understand that terminology and understand what I'm saying, it's going to feel like the woman is less than the man. It's not what I said. One depends on the other. The moon depends on the sun. And that's just the way it is. I didn't make the setup. Yahweh made the setup. Genesis chapter 2, verse 7. And the Most High God formed the man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostril the breath of life, and the man became a living soul. And the Most High God planted a garden eastward in Eden, and there he put the man whom he has formed. And out of the ground, the Most High God, to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight. Wow, how beautiful. And good for food. The tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. This was such a lush land, a pleasant land, because the Most High God was there. As a matter of fact, Eden simply means the presence of the Most High God. And the verse 16, and the Most High God, Yahweh, command the man, saying, of every tree of the garden thou may freely eat, but of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat of it, for in the day that thou eatest thereof thou shalt surely die. And the Most High God, Yahweh, said, it is not good. Listen to this, guys. So at some point, the man was alone. At some point, Yahweh, when he formed this man, he had a conversation with this man. He gave this man commands. He had this relationship with this man. And he put the man in the midst of the garden, and he told the man, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil is there, and the tree of life is there. You can eat off the tree of life, live forever. But the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, you shall not eat of it, because you shall die. It's a command that was given to the man. And out of the ground, the Most High God formed the beasts of the field and every fowl of the air, and he brought them to Adam, dark earth, black earth, literally, to see what he would call them. And whatsoever black earth, Adam, first man, called every living creature, that was the name thereof. And Adam gave names to all cattle, and to the fowls of the air, and to every beast of the field. But for Adam there was not found a helpmeet for him. So at some point, Adam was looking at creation, and he got the opportunity to name this creation. And then he's realized there was not a helper for him. And then something happened here, fathers, mothers, husband, wives. Something here happened. Listen to what happened. Verse 21. And the Most High God Yahweh caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept. And he took one of his rib and closed up the flesh instead thereof. And the rib which the Most High God has taken from the man, he made a woman and brought her to Adam. This is very important, ladies and gentlemen. The Father took a rib out of the man, create this woman, and brought the woman to the man. He didn't wake up the man and bring the man to the woman. He bring the woman to the man. You know why that is? Because the woman was made out of the man, and the woman was made for the man. This is very important to understand. We're talking about marriage here. If you are a female, if you have breasts and vagina, and if you were born with these things, you're a female. You were created for a deeper purpose than you think you are. Verse 23. And Adam said, listen to what Adam said, after he received his rib again. Adam said, this is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman because she was taken out of man. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. This is very important to understand. The oneness. You see, you are taken out of the man, brought back to the man, and there has to be a clave, a cling to, a coming together in mind, body, and spirit. There have to be a oneness. So we're talking about husband and wife. There is a song by Tina Turner, and the song says, what love got to do with it. What love got to do with it? It's secondhand emotion. And she was able to make that song because of her experience. And I can tell you, take it from a guy who's been down the block many times. I could sing that song and sing it proudly. What love has to do with it, got to do with it. Secondhand emotion. What love have to do with it? Most people today, when it comes to marriage, don't understand love. For some reason, they think it's a fairy tale. They saw it on the movies. The knight in shining armor swoop you up off your feet, marry you and take you to the castle, and you live forever. Have a couple of babies and live forever. This is not a fairy tale. Marriage is a contract. It's an understanding. It's a mindset. Marriage is the law of Yahweh. The two shall become one flesh. Wife, husband, committed to each other, devoted to each other. Laws are created around marriage. Now marriage is being redefined. But I'm not here to talk to you about what the world think about marriage or the world definition about marriage. I'm here to talk to you about marriage as Yahweh sees it and to understand it. Now marriage is like buying a house. Marriage is like buying a house. And I'm going to speak to you from my own experience here. So when you buy a house, when you got to have the money, you have to have the credit, and you have to go through a whole lot of sitting down and go through the functions and the preliminary stuff to get to buying a house. We got to check your credit. You know, checking your credit is like quoting. You're quoting somebody. You're getting ready to date this person because you want to get to know them. You already eliminate the 5 or 6 prospects that you have, and now you're zeroing on this one. And you're saying to yourself, maybe this is the one. And so you want to get into that courtship where you trying to figure out the compatibilities. That's why I like in marriage to buying a house. There's a process you got to go through. Sometimes as man and wife, or sometimes as boyfriend, girlfriend, or man friend, woman friend. We skip the process and we got straight to the sex. And believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, sex messed up everything. If you build your relationship on sex, I'm here to tell you, you don't have a relationship. Because life will ruin sex. Take it from a guy who's been around the block a couple of times. I know what I'm talking about. Life will get in the way and life will ruin sex. So if you build your marriage on sex, I'm telling you, you're going to have a failed marriage. Most of us today start our marriages on sex. You date a woman, you 3 times, the third time you likely to have her in bed. And most relationship starts based upon the sexual experience. It's very rare you find a relationship where people start solely on friendship. They're out there. My marriage now will start on friendship. So I have to say I have the best marriage I have now because I knew the woman before I married her. She knew me before she married me. So I built my relationship on friendship, knowing everyone. None of the relationship I had before this one was built on friendship. It was all built on attractions and sex. We make our determination, this is the woman we want to be with, based upon our sexual compatibilities. You're going to find some things out later on. You should have waited. If you're dating a woman right now, if you're dating a man right now, I'm telling you to hold off on the sex. Get to know this woman. Get to know this man. You're making a life decision here. Marriage is like buying a house. You go through some hardship at the beginning. It's a process of dating, getting to know someone. And then when you get to the table, you realize you need something else in order for you to be qualified to buy this house. What are your qualifications to be with this woman? What are your qualifications to be with this man? What are you bringing to the table? See, some of these things we never talked about it because we go to date. What is dating today? You go somewhere to a club or to a bar or go to dinner and you have a nice conversation. You feel like the person, does the person make you laugh and you feel all goody, gushy. And then you do it again and you do it a couple more times. And oh, he's such a sweet person, but you know nothing about him. You knew nothing about her other than what that person said to you in those couple of times that you've been so-called dating. You got to remember on a date, the person will put their best foot forward. They'll wear their best clothes, put their best perfume on, cologne on, cut their hair, do all the things because their goal is to try to trap you or get you connected. So they're going to put their best foot forward. Some of you date your women and you never seen them out of makeup. What do they look like without makeup? What do they look like with the false hair? What do they look like when they take off that wig? Okay, you see, what you're seeing is the best foot forward. What is the person like by themselves? What are their backgrounds? Who they hang out with? What are their aspiration, goals, and dreams? How much money they plan to have? How big a house do they want to live in? All these things play a very intricate role because you see, marriage is like buying a house, ladies and gentlemen. You go through all these things, and when you got through that process just to be qualified for the house, some of you never gotten through the qualification. You just you just jump right into the deal because you've been having sex and you don't realize that sex ruins everything, because it puts you in a place where you feel loved, but you know nothing about love. And what you don't realize is that love is not a feelings. It's not an emotion. Yet feelings and emotion is wrapped up in love. What someone did not tell me at the time was that love is a decision. That is why I said, ladies and gentlemen, marriage is like buying a house. Because you have to make a decision. And that's why you go through the process. And the process is so important to buying a house. So after you go through the qualification, what's next? Now you got to go search for the house. And you get a limited time to find that house. And then once you find the house, you place a bid on that house, and someone comes and outbids you. Woo! And sometimes you find a house, and then you play a bidding war with someone, and they beat you out of it. And so you keep searching, going through the process. And you look at about 30, 40 houses. You're frustrated now because you want to close the deal. You want to get into contract. And finally, you found the house you're looking for. And now you're in contract with that house. You put a ring on it. Come on, somebody. And as you put the ring on it now, you're watching to see, because now you have to do an evaluation of that house. What is the house worth? You got to go through all this process, man, because you might be paying too much for the house. The house might not worth as much as you think it worth. Marriage is like buying a house, ladies and gentlemen. You go through the process to find out, is your house worth what you're going to pay for it? And then you got to check out the house to make sure, is there any defects in it? And the question about these defects is, can you live with that defects for the rest of your life? Because, ladies and gentlemen, the defects you buy the house with is the defects you're going to have. And some of you will think, oh, I can fix that. That's no problem. But what you don't know about this defects, you can't fix it. Only the person with the defect can fix the defects. You can't change the person. You go into this relationship thinking you can change the person. You got another thing coming. A wise man once told me, and he told me this before I got married. He says, listen to me. Don't come to me with your lollygagging and happy-go-lucky and, oh, I just love her. I just love her. And telling me all the good things you love about her. Not interested. The wise man once said to me, he said, tell me about what you can't stand about her. Tell me about what you hate about her. Tell me what you just can't, that reeks you. And then he said to me, can you deal with that for the rest of your life? He said, if you can deal with that for the rest of your life, buy the house. Marry the woman. But if you cannot deal with that for the rest of your life, run like hell. How many of you bought the house thinking you can fix up the house? You don't have the money nor the income to fix the house. How many of you marry someone thinking you can change them? Oh, I'll change them. Still having the problem today, don't it? You can't change anyone. You don't have the power to do that. You only have the power to change yourself. Only Yahweh can change a heart. Now, I remember when I was getting married to my wife, I weigh all those options and I've made my decision. I can deal with her issues. Why? Because those are the issues that I still got today. I could deal with those issues. And I'm pretty certain my wife was saying the same thing about me. She could deal with my issues because those are the issues she still got today. Marriage is like buying a house, ladies and gentlemen. So you went through the process and now you're moving through the signing of the contract. See, these are the marriage vows that you make. Do you, Mike Sewell, make Albania or Sharal take this woman to be your lawful wedded husband? And you go through this contract. And most people today don't read the fine print of the contract. I can tell you when I was buying my house, I didn't read all those paperwork. I'd be still reading those paperwork. I didn't read all those. And a lot of people today don't read most contracts today. Very, very few people take the time to go through contracts. When you bought your phone, did you read through the contract? When you got your Google account, did you read through the contract? So you have no idea what you've signed over. Most people don't read the contract today, ladies and gentlemen. They don't take the time because it's a process to read the contract. It takes time and days sometimes to read the contract, to understand its language. Marriage is like buying a house. And so you finally got through there, you signed the contract. You marry this woman, you marry this man, and you just live in the honeymoon. Come on now. You take her on a boat, you take her to Jamaica. Aruba. Ooh, I wanna take her to Aruba. Bahamas, come and pretty. And you're just living the honeymoon. And you're feeling good. And you're moving on with life. But what you didn't realize that the marriage costs you some money because some of you pay $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 on your wedding. So you come to this contract, you got married, and now you're in debt because you probably borrowed some money to get married. And now you're in debt. So you're starting your marriage in debt. And then some of you work, and you start having kids. Some of you start having kids right away. Put a little bit more pressure on the marriage. And now one income has to take care of everything. Marriage is like buying a house. And then children come in the picture, and children complicates things. If you don't have a strong marriage in the beginning, children are going to complicate it. And then you go to the whole process of buying this house, signing all these contracts, and you forget one important thing. Now you got to move from your old house to your new house. That's a process. You didn't realize how much garbage you have in your little apartment. You're like, my goodness gracious, another box coming. And you move into your house and you're so happy. But here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. What most people don't take into consideration is the maintenance of that house. Now, this is where marriage gets serious. Because life gets in the way. Life gets in the way, ladies and gentlemen. What is life? Your job, your career, the things you used to do in the beginning, how you were so eager, how you look, how you smell, the things you once used to say, the words used to say, the words used to whisper in her ear, that she used to whisper in his ear. All those words are gone because life starts to matter. Life gets in the way. You start having children, some of you forget that you can get a babysitter and go out. You get a couple of dogs, and now you're thinking about college tuition, and thinking about paying a mortgage now because you used to pay rent. Now you're paying the mortgage. Everything is a little bit more expensive. You're juggling this. Maybe some of us have to work 2 jobs just to make ends meet. The wife start having children, so now she has to stay home with the kids. So added pressure on the husband to maintain. So he has to go out, and he can't be the Mr. Lover he was because he's constantly out looking, griming. Can't be the provider and the husband at the same time because he can't give you what you want, because he has to out there to make sure a roof is over your head, make sure the bills are paid. All of a sudden, he doesn't become attractive no more. You don't spend much time. He comes in, he eat, he's tired. Or he comes in, he eat, and then he wants sex. And you've been with the kids all day. And all you see now is, man, you don't know what I've been through with these children. I come in, and you come in and I feed you, and I'm tired now, but you want sex. All these things get in the way, and then you, over time, learn to tolerate each other. Because the man is thinking in his heart, it's cheaper to keep her. The wife is thinking in her heart, I don't got no time for sex. I'm too busy. I don't got no time to tell him how beautiful he is and how much you love him and appreciate him. You don't got no time to caress him and encourage him and prepare for him. And he don't have no time for you anymore because he come in, he works so hard, he's tired. He just want to eat, go to sleep. Sometimes he's in the couch and he falls asleep in the couch. He's so tired. You come to wake him up to go to bed. You're trying to get him up. He doesn't come up because he's so tired. He just let me sleep, woman. And life, the maintenance of the marriage start to drop off. Marriage is like buying a house. Got to maintain those bills. Not only maintain those bills, you got to keep the house clean. You got to keep the yard clean. See, before you had a landlord who did all them things for you. Now you are the landlord. So you got to do those things. You got to keep those. You got to maintain. You start to complain. All he thinks about is sex. I can't tell you how many times I've counseled people, couples, who use those words. All he think about is women, mostly. All he think about is sex. I'm here to tell you that if that was all he think about, he wouldn't be with you. Because the mere fact that you can say those words is that you don't understand the man you marry. He's the same guy you married. Back in the days, same sexual drive, same everything. But because you're now in a different place, because life is happening to you, you think that's all you think about, but you're not realizing that that was who he always was. And so because you have changed, you don't realize that he's still the same. And the mere fact that he's still coming to you says a lot about him. Ladies, that's not all your man think about. He just wants to have sex with you. I did a message a couple of weeks ago when I spoke to the ladies. I said, listen, ladies, you remember I told you that marriage is like buying a house and the house needs to be maintained. You, as the woman, the helper, has to maintain your husband's sex drive. You know you can prepare for that. Do you know that you can teach him a thing or two? I said that, and some sisters get, huh? Yeah, you can teach him. He's willing to learn from you. I've learned a lot from my wife sexually. If you just take the time to understand how his body works and prepare for him. I know some of the times, man, a man is like a light switch. You turn him on, you turn him off. It's two speed, on and off. When he's on, he's on. When he's off, he's off. And you have to understand how his body works. This is how God created him to be. What did God say to the man? He said, be fruitful and multiply. That's what he said. At no point did Yahweh said, stop being fruitful and stop multiplying. He said, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. Sex is created by Yahweh. And you notice something. He created us differently sexually than he does the animals. You ever see when animals have sex? They do it seasonally. Animals don't sex every day. They do it seasonally. Animal sex, love making, if they call it that, is seasonal. Not so with us human beings. It's a way that we become one. The Bible tells us that the way the two become one is not only in the mind and the spirit, but with the body. It's the only sin that a man commits with his body is sexual intercourse. And since the woman was created for the man, it is the woman's responsibility to understand that sexual drive and meet that need. Now, don't get me wrong. Husbands, I'm going to talk to you too. You've been with this woman. Do you really know her? Do you understand her feelings? Is there anything you can teach her? Is there anything you can learn from her? What have you done lately for her? What have you done to make her feel like she's the queen you first met and married? How do you keep yourself? Do you take care of yourself? Do you get a haircut? Make sure your beard is right. Smell good. Do you take her out on dates? Bring back a flower or two or candy or something. Let her know you've been thinking about her. Do you make her feel warm and comfortable and protected and safe? Do you have those conversations where you can just quiet down everything and conversate? What is your bedroom like? One of the things that I've noticed about a lot of couples today, their bedrooms are not the place of romance anymore. The bedroom is like usually one of the most messiest room in the house. And you look in the bedroom, it doesn't invite courtship. I would tell my wife one time, I said, we need to take the TV out of the room. My wife have her laptop in her nice little table where she goes up and play her games. And most of the time when my wife is on that laptop, it's usually the time where we need to go to bed. Right? I look at that and I said, what is distracting us in our bedrooms? It's our laptops, our phones, our damn TV. So when we come to bed, the last thing we look at before we go to bed is our damn TV, is our damn phone, and the damn TV is looking at us. Those things, those laptop, TV, phones are taking the place of the conversation we should have. The laptop, TV, and phone is taking the place of romance. Ladies, here's a secret for you. Your husband needs romance. It's not just one way. It doesn't build alone for the woman. Romance is for the man as well. He needs it. He needs to feel sexy by you. He needs romance. And when the phone and the laptop and the TV gets your attention more than him in the bedroom, you only frustrate the hell out of him. And it's vice versa. It's vice versa. That goes for the men too. Your bedroom's supposed to be a place of zen and peace. It's supposed to be a sexual haven. No one's supposed to come in there. That's your place of haven. That's your place of love, of tranquility, of the bedroom. Do you play music? You know, I'm talking to myself here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking to myself too. What type of music put us to bed in the night? All these things set the mood for romance. The place should be the bedroom should be a place for romance. When you go into bed after you shower, you should be able to cuddle until both of you get hot, and then you go left, she go right, because you're so hot. How much cuddling happen in the night in your bedroom? Or does the man always seems to be spooning the woman? Or the woman seems to always be spooning the man? How many times do you turn face to face? And I know sometimes, well, he breathes in my face. Duh. So what? Well, she breathes in my face. Rearrange your nose so you don't breathe right in her nostril, and breathe softly. And remember that she is your lover. He is your lover. Make him feel that way. He needs that. She needs that. Marriage is like buying a house. The sex has to be important. One of the first areas that I attack when it comes to counseling married couple, one of the first place I go when I sit them down, how's your sex life? I ask. You know why I ask that question? Because the sex is the last thing to go. When the sex gone, the fire is extinguished. And then you're at the place now where you become roommates and you just tolerate him and he tolerates you. And every now and then you might have sex. You feel good and that's it. And you don't have sex for pleasure anymore. You just have sex to release. The fun is gone. The pleasure is gone. Just release. You come, I come, and that's it. You roll over, you go sleep. Where's the fun? Where's the pleasure? You know, Michael Jackson said, "The way you make me feel." You know, as a professional barber, I'm not the greatest I'm nice with mine, but I'm not the best. But you know what my clients talk about more than anything else? The way I make them feel. The conversation we have. I'm all up in their lives because I care about them. I want to know my clients. How's your day today? What brought you to the barbershop? I say that to my clients every time they walk in the barbershop, even if they come in week after week, month after month, year after year. I say the same thing. What brought you in today? There's a reason that brought him. And the reason might be different each time. See, the reason that they came in could be, hey, man, I just want to clean up, catch clean up. Oh, man, I'm going to a wedding. Oh, man, I'm getting a promotion. Oh, I'm going to see the judge today. Now I can gear my conversation on the reason that brought them into the shop, because it's all about them. I'll make you look your best. And when you look your best, you feel your best. What is your bedroom like, ladies and gentlemen? What type of conversation you're having in your bedroom? What kind of a bed clothes do you wear to bed? Some of you put on some things, man, you kill the mood. You know, you can wear cologne to bed. I wear cologne to bed sometimes. When I go in the bathroom and I put on my essentials, because when my wife gets a sniff of that, middle of the night, she gonna wake up or something. Some things can go on in the bedroom. You feel me? You got to incite that kind of behavior. You ever look at? We used to have two dogs, two Yorkshire Terrier. We got a Yorkshire Terrier, Yorkie, a full Yorkie and a Yorkie mix. And one of the dog named Moses, the other one named Molly. And Molly was the female, of course. And Molly did have a thing that she does every time she wants some. It was so funny to me. She would go right in front of Moses and just whiff her butt and smack him in the face. Like she just go, oh, I get a kick out of that. And I used to look at my wife and say, you know, you can learn a thing or two from Molly. You know, hey, you know, Molly is the schoolmaster here, teaching you some things. You can learn a thing or two. Ladies, it doesn't take much to turn your man on. You don't really have to go through no extra nothing to turn your man on. You just got to walk in the room, wear that sexy underwear he likes, half dress, tease him a little, look at him a certain way, he's ready. Some of you ladies out there, man, no matter what the guy does, he comes in, he's shaking naked self in front of you, just looking like, huh, oh, you're funny. Like his naked body doesn't turn you on anymore. You don't get a kick from looking at him naked. He sleeps beside you naked. You don't get a kick from that. You don't make him feel like, ooh. You don't come in onto him anymore. You don't present yourself to him anymore. And so he's feeling, am I even worthy of your affection? So when he wants you, he has to come get you and stroke you all night just to get you into the mood. And then once he finally gets you into the mood, he has no energy to keep you in the mood. Then you get disappointed. Done a lot of these counseling. I know what's going on in the bedrooms here, ladies and gentlemen. You got to understand your man. He has a certain time when he wants to have sex. You got to understand your female. Some of your female can go days without sex. Some of your female can go weeks. If your husband don't touch you or make an advance to you, you can go months without having sex. I met a guy who tell me he haven't had sex with his wife in 6 months. I'm like, what? 6 months? When he said, I'm like, dude, stop playing with me. So 6 months. 6 months. I said, what kind of what y'all play? You're a roommate? What are you doing? Is she sharing half the rent? 6 months. The poor guy didn't even know what to say. He said, man, I'm okay with it. No, dude. You know, the scripture tells us that we must constantly, as husband and wife, constantly to have sex. There's so much temptation out there. Each man should be clave to his own husband and his wife, and each wife should clave to her own husband. So when you shut down the pipe and you don't make him feel attractive and you don't make her feel attractive, you're opening up the doors for the breach of contract. then you're going to realize that that's not all he wanted was sex. You're going to realize that all he wanted was you. But if you let him go out there and taste that forbidden fruit, good luck. Good luck. Some of you women, to strike you into action, you have to catch him looking at another woman or catch another woman looking at him. And some of you women, just, you're not threatened. He's been with you, you know he loves you, and you're just not threatened by him. You don't feel any threat. You're safe with him. And so some of you women act this way because you have no threat. But let another guy look at him. Let another woman look at him. Let another guy look at her. And then all of a sudden you feel threatened. Why you got to wait? And let me tell you something. Other women is looking at him. Other men is looking at her, waiting for you to slip up so they can do for her what you were not doing for her. And vice versa. And that's why after 30 years, a woman can walk out of a marriage because she feel like she paid her due. Children are grown. She paid her due. She not staying another day in this marriage. She just wanted to go out and have some fun. And she left you for a younger guy, or she left you for an older guy because the guy make her feel alive again. Or that husband who you've been with for 28, 29 years just walked out on you. Why? Because he doesn't feel alive when he's around you. He feels like a beggar. When he comes to you, he feel like he's jerking off. Because it's just that, to get that release. And then, so you're like no different from a jerk off. It is time, ladies and gentlemen, if you call yourself husband, if you call yourself wife, you have a moral obligation to maintain that relationship. And husbands, understand something. What you give her, she's going to multiply it and give it back to you. So be careful of what you're giving her. And wives, understand the needs of your husband. Please. You will lose him. You may not lose him physically. He may still come home to you. He may still play the role of a husband. He may still be a provider. But you lost him here. And if you lost him here, you lost him. Because he's going to get to a place where you don't even matter anymore. He's just going to operate like you're just one of the children. And if he gets some sex, he'll take it. But his mind is shut off from you. Don't get to that place. Don't make him get to that place. You can do something about that by simply start respecting him. Go look up the word respect. He needs you. He was created. You were created for him. And husbands, love your wife. Sometimes we think going out and buying stuff and taking them places is love. Sometimes that's not love. There might be a little bit more to it than that. Learn your wife all over again. Go back to school. Ask questions. Find out what she likes. Supply those things. Create the atmosphere. And I know you've been waiting so long for her to move. You just got to keep holding on. Tell her how you feel gently. Don't hold anything back. Don't spare her feelings. Tell her how you feel. If you don't like something, you say it. If you're missing something, say it. Okay? So with that says, maintain the house. First thing first. Get the bedroom right. Set the atmosphere in the bedroom. Create the opportunity for conversation. Great conversation leads to great sex. Trust me. And great sex leads to great mood. Yes. All right. So with that said, I love you guys. Maintain the house. You have the house now. It's in your name. It's in your name. If it fails, it's because of you. Do what you need to do and allow no interference to come in and guard your house for life. Defend it with everything. Yahweh bless you. Until next time, my name is Meka Alban Yasharal. This is Truth Matters Broadcasting, where we discern the truth about religion, the kingdom of God, and the church. Don't forget to like and share our page. You might know someone that needed to hear this. Follow us on Facebook at Michael L. Sewell SR, on YouTube at Michael Sewell SR. Smash the hell out of the like button and don't forget to ring the notification bell. And bring us back to 1,000 on TikTok at Say What T.M.B. Thank you, and I appreciate you. And if you can, don't forget to say a word for all the families in Ukraine who may be going through a really tough time. Again, my name is Meka Albania Osharal. And with that, good night.